This is the measurements we are going to be working with. Before now, you should have taken your measurements and write it down, the waist, the hip, and the length. And the method we are going to be working with here is called subtraction or hip allocation method. Some people call it hip allocation and some call it subtraction method, whichever one works for you. So here is the formula. We are going to allocate some certain measurement for the front hip, and we are going to allocate some certain measurement for the back hip also. So for the front hip, your formula is total hip, that is your hip circumference, divided by 2 minus 1. 43 divided by 2 minus 1 will give us 20.5. This 20.5, we cannot use it all. We are going to divide it into 2 to give us 10.25. So this is our front hip allocation. This is what we are going to allocate for the front hip, 10.25. And for the back, we'll have total hip divided by 2 plus 1. The one we minus here, we are going to add it here. So 43 divided by 2 plus 1 will give us 22.5. For our back hip now, is going to be this 22.5 divided by 2 is going to give us 11.25. So our back hip allocation is going to be 11.25. Do we understand? So this is the value we are working with for the back, and this is the value we are working with for the front. Because of the subtraction method I'm going to use for this skirts, what I folded here is my hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches for sewing allowance. I may not use up to that 3 inches, but I added 3 inches for sewing allowance. Don't forget, subtraction method of drafting a skirt. That is the method I'm using here. The length of this skirt is 42. Waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Waist divided by 4 is 8.5 plus 1 inch for that. Hip length is 8.5. The front hip is going to be 10.25, 10 and quarter, plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Then I will add 2 inches sewing allowance. For the half length is going to be 19. What I have here is 12 and quarter, all together with the sewing allowance. I'll take it down to the hair. I'll mark 12. You can as well do whatever you have here and bring it down to your hip. It doesn't affect anything. So I'm going to connect this to this, and from here to the hair. So this is what we are going to have for the front. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Then here I'm going to add sewing allowance to it of ½ inch. So for the back, using the subtraction method, what you are going to fold here is your hip divided by 4 according to the value you got after dividing your hip. So your hip divided by 4 plus at least 2 inches extra for zip allowance, then plus another 2 inches, 3 inches extra for that sewing allowance. For the back, using subtraction method, at least measure inside 1.5 or 2 inches. 2 inches is okay. Measure 2 inches inside. But because I don't have enough fabric, I'm going to do 1.5 inches inside. This is for the zipper allowance. Then here I will measure the waist measurement, which is waist measurement divided by 4. We have 8.5. I'm not going to add sewing allowance to this. I'm not going to add that to the back. Even the front one, I'm still going to remove it. So then for the hip, I'm going to take ½ inch here, mark ½ inch here backward on this zipper allowance. So it is from here that you are going to mark the hip measurement divided by 4 according to the value I got. I have 11 and quarter plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So here If you are going to be adding that, you add 1 inch darts, but for me I'm still going to, this is for tutorial sake, then plus 2 inches sewing allowance, plus ½ inch, add ½ inch here. That ½ inch, there is a reason for it, so join this at the front hem here. Whatever you have here is what you are going to place at the back also. I have 12, then this same 12 will be placed here and connect to the hip line. So having done this, we are going to remove the dart. Like I said, I don't add that to my skirts. The dart we added earlier is just for formality. Then if you want to sew in your dart, you can go ahead and do that. Mark 1 inch from here this way and connect it to 6.5 inches before the hip line this way. So here I'll go in by ½ inch here. This ½ inch that I'm going in with is what I returned here earlier. So we'll connect it here this way. Then from here you measure 5 inches before the half length. You measure 5 inches from here to here and connect this way. Then having done that, okay, from here you mark the sewing allowance. From this line you mark your zipper allowance. Let's do 1¼ 1¼ 1/4 1/4 1/4 1/4. I'm marking, this is our new line now. This is our new line. I'm marking from here. The zipper allowance, I'm marking from here, not from this line. Up to the half length. When I get here, you adjust this to the main line. So this is the zipper allowance. This is the shape your zip is going to take now. So this is the half length, but I want to come down a bit because I don't want it to be I don't want too much opening. So this is fine for me. I'm going to cut it this way. Your front waistline should match up with your back waistline. So I think we did not have this ½ inch, we will not have enough allowances, it will not match up. So this is the reason why we return the ½ inch we are removing for zipper bulge here, we are returning it here. This is the purpose for it. So we are going to cut out. I'm also going to remove the dart here, the dart of 1 inch.